Libra, when people go out of their way to get us wrong, we start to forget what's actually all right about ourselves. Um, and I just feel like for a long time, people have gotten you so wrong that you've kind of just been conditioned. You forgot what's all so right about you. Um, there is something so magical, something so radiant about you, something so unique and healing. In fact, I really get that a lot of you are healers and you haven't really discovered that gift yet. Maybe you have, but most of you, I feel like you're still in the process of kind of coming into yourself and figuring out who you are and what you really give to the world, your value to the world. First of all, Spirit wants wants me to say that your value is infinite, because you are infinite, and that's a whole nother story. But yeah, you were humiliated, uh, like really in public. You were humiliated. I got this Iosis card, reddening. I have a new camera set up, so I don't know how well you can see it. I'm sorry if you can't see it very well. But yeah, like I get here like red in the face, so angry or humiliated. And also with this gold here, this gold represents a secret, but like a good secret, something that is secret from you, something that is um, is beautiful that you haven't discovered yet about life, and that it's within you already. And I know it's so cliche, but it really is. Um, and I feel like you have this idea that you say the wrong things a lot. You say the wrong things, and because people have really publicly embarrassed you, it was really unfair, and it was just, and your spirit guides are not happy about that at all. And they want you to know that we all say wrong things. We all say wrong things. We all get embarrassed. We all get humiliated, and that's not to invalidate what you went through. It's just to say that you're not alone in that. And I know you feel singled out a lot, but you're not alone. You're always accompanied, and especially you, Libra, the ones who are watching this, have a lot of angels around. I don't know why. I guess you could have called them in, or maybe you just have an important mission. I feel like a lot of you do, because your energy is so unique. Like I said, that it's like people, it's like you give off this vibe that not everybody does, and it's very Venusian, very Libra. That it's like you make people feel special and loved and unique, and you I don't know, it's like you're a reflection of all the good in somebody. And if you are able, and you are, but if you when you manage to release this shame and this guilt that you've accumulated over the years, that quality of being a reflection of all the good in people will grow, and it will be, I mean, just so healing, so healing. I feel like a lot of my readings lately have just been like, you're going to change the world, and it's not a joke. I really feel like the people who are watching here are going to change the world, because when I do my own readings, they're not always so positive. And I want to be clear that just because I say it in the video doesn't mean that I knew it before. It doesn't mean that I feel like I'm perfect. Doesn't mean that I feel like I am, anything special. I mean, I am special, but so are you, right? Everyone who's watching this is special, especially. But I just want to be clear that I um, am learning with you, okay? So, yeah, rediscovering the self. And it's something has to do with discernment. So we have the Three of Cups in the dark aspect, and the Ace of Swords in the light aspect, okay? So kind of clarity, so and and connections with people. I feel like these connections with people have felt like They've just never been exactly what you wanted them to be. But you're going to get clarity with this. You're going to get victory, is what I hear from this card here. The Ace of Swords is victory, especially in the light aspect. But I feel like that's you looking at your past and the mistakes you've made. And, we again, you're not alone. We all make mistakes. And we have to, remember that, mistakes are meant to be made. We're here to make mistakes. And we're here to learn, and that's how we learn. But a lot of people took you for a fool. A lot of people thought that you were, not the brightest, and they were so wrong. They were so wrong. They really got you wrong, really. And of course, I guess it's okay if people get us wrong, but we are social creatures. We live in this 3D world. We want to be understood, and we want to come across correctly. We want to come across as we intend. And people have often just not understood. But also, I'm getting this thing yes, we have made mistakes that people have judged us for, but we have to understand that sometimes people will set boundaries and tell us about how they feel about the mistakes we make, and that does not reflect on our worth. That is not a reflection of our self-worth. That is just a reflection of how they feel. And it is to help us learn. And sometimes people are being overly critical, overly harsh about things. So Spirit is asking you to really look at the words that people are saying and ask yourself, is what I understood from this actually what they said? Because a lot of times it's not, and we are automatically, especially Libra is automatically judging yourself because out of habit, out of being conditioned to judge yourself, out of being conditioned to think that every criticism, every boundary, every piece of feedback is some kind of attack on our character or just a moral judgment of us, and it's not the case. And I mean, it can be sometimes, but it's never the truth. If it's a judgment on our character, if they're saying that we're bad people, it's not the truth. Nobody who's watching this is a bad person, period. So there are people who are bad, they're just not here. Yes, people can be cruel, and that's because they don't love themselves, right? And we do have the compassion card. So I don't know about the light in here, if you can see this clearly. If you can, then take a screenshot and just absorb it for a while. I did that actually today, and it was very useful. It's it's kind of a delayed effect, but you'll notice later if you pay attention. And it says, the frequency of compassion supports our ability to stand by others without judgment and be the divine mediator between heaven and earth, spirit and matter, so that unconditional love can flow from source through our heart and into the world. So I feel like, well, I was channeling here, and I wrote down, tending to feel anger and embarrassment anytime anything happens. It's like the energy just is stuck. It's stuck to you, and you kind of have this constant shame and constant, I don't know, it could be shame or anger or both, but a lot of you it's shame. And this has affected your health for a lot of you, not everybody, but for some of you it has affected your health, and we'll get to that in a little bit. So Libra, you are on the way to feeling your wholeness, to feeling your uniqueness, and to feeling knowing in full force exactly what a gift you are to the universe. So just remember that you glow. I keep getting that glowing. So yes, we talked about that. Boundaries are not an attack. There is a thing, and I can't speak on this because this is not me, but I can just say I'm channeling this again. Something about AFAB cycles. So if you were born a female, the cycles might have something to do with the intensity of the shame and stuff like that. That's as far as I'll go, because I know I will not be taken well. But Spirit wants you to just think about that if that applies to you. Okay, being truthful about yourself. So it's not saying that you're a liar. It's just saying that the way you think about yourself, the way you describe yourself is not the reality. And maybe sometimes we don't want to take accountability for our mistakes, and maybe sometimes we don't want to take responsibility for the things that we do right. And it's like both of those things. We kind of are stuck in this gray place, right, Libra? So there was an exercise that Spirit wanted to give you, and you can feel free to write it down or do it now. So just close your eyes if you want to or not. And in your head, I want you to say popcorn. Okay? So what was the attitude of of the voice in your head? What did it sound like? Was it comforting? Was it mean? Was it like biting? What was it? Give some adjectives for that. And then do it again. And really pay attention to the quality of the voice in your head. And so now let's think, just how can it be nicer? And Spirit said that it's not inauthentic to use a different voice in your head in order to improve the compassion that you are giving yourself when you speak to yourself. So if you cannot immediately kind of produce a voice in your head that is compassionate, then you can find another person's voice. If you already know a person's voice who sounds very compassionate, then use that. And then just practice that for a while, and eventually, maybe just after a day or two, start trying to imitate that out loud. So even if it's another voice, just imitate that out loud. And then again, when you hear it, you echo it. So you say it out loud and then you echo it in your head. And then just keep practicing that regularly and invite that compassionate voice to come in. You don't need to force it in. You don't need to pull it in the door and say, get in here. Just kind of open the door and say, oh, welcome. And that will change that inner voice. And the inner voice is everything. That's really the main thing here. Your inner voice is affecting your relationships, your health, and your emotional well-being. And Spirit really feels like you have the capacity to change that, and it's really not going to be as big of a hardship as it sounds. It's really much easier than you think, and one of the ways that you can start changing that beyond changing your inner voice is to just remember that it is easier than we think. It doesn't have to take years. It really could happen quickly. As far as health, I am not a doctor. I cannot give diagnosis. I cannot give a treatment. But I can say what the energy is saying. So first and foremost, always go to a doctor. Just all that stuff, right? But your health is being affected. If you have some pain, I feel like a lot of you have pain in your body, but otherwise, other kinds of health issues, they have been or are being caused by this, ultimately by this negative inner voice, because it's causing blockages. So releasing those blockages, doing meditations, doing tension release, you can do super important tools that I channeled them, and they are for humans. They work for everybody. They might not work exactly the same and as fast for everybody, but they do work for everybody if you are a human being. Feldenkrais, which is like a movement, Buteyko breathing, and somatic movement, somatics. All of those things are about finding ease. And with that compassionate voice, you are also going to find ease. They go hand in hand. Compassion and ease go hand in hand. When you are compassionate with yourself, you'll be gentle with yourself. When you hold a puppy, you're not like this, obviously. Oh my God, yeah, you're very gentle with it, and that's how you are asked to treat yourself. And doing these exercises, or not exercises, these techniques will help you find that ease. So just try it. No, it won't hurt you to try it. It really won't. And it won't take a lot of time. Another thing, Spirit wants you to ask yourself, what is draining my life force? Let me just check this. Yes. What is draining my life force, and what is enhancing it? Okay. Because I feel like here we have this card. Okay. So what is draining your life force? Because here we have this card where she almost seems like she just doesn't see a solution to get out of this shit. Like she's just like, oh my gosh, she feels like, first of all, that she's created this mess, and she hasn't really. She's been involved, but she's not completely responsible, because it's the three. It's not one. It's not ace. It's not two. It's three. So it's definitely co-producing this mess. And she's like, how can I ever get out of it? But the working on the body, and the alignment of your body, and the energy flow of your body, and the compassion in your for yourself will lead to a solution. Okay. And it's going to be different for everybody, but it will lead to a solution. And remembering that the mind, the body, the energy, the soul, the emotional body, all of that stuff, everything is a mirror of each other. And also the outside world is a mirror to all that too. But as far as like self goes, these mirrors, the first and foremost is the physical body, because it is the most grounded. So if you start with your physical body, if you take out Feldenkrais somatics, then you will make it easier to change your energy, change your mind, and change your emotions, and to find who you really are. And it's not about changing who you are, it's about finding it, because it's already there. And as far as the mirror of on the outside world, it's a little bit delayed, but it is a mirror of ourselves as well. And it's a little bit quicker in other people. So especially people who are not very aware, they are very much mirrors to us, and they will quickly mirror back the things that we feel and think, okay? And the energy that we put out. And then the people who are a little bit more conscious probably won't be as influenced, okay? But they still will be. Everybody influences everybody. That's again how things are in the physical world. So okay, coldness. Yeah, with this. Oh yeah, I did pick some other cards for clarification, and we had one was the Five of Emotions. So a lot of the same things I said were reflected in this card, but with these two cards, I feel like there's a lot of ice. So feeling like the world is a cold place. I get it. I'm there with you sometimes, but remembering again that we can reflect warmth out, and especially Libra, especially you who are watching this, are already have such a warmth to you, and you can really, and part of your gifts are is like to be able to melt cold hearts, and you can melt these cold hearts, and you can melt the coldness of the world and turn it into something much more warm, much more inviting, and it's part of your mission. It's not even just for you, it's for other people, but you have to start with you first, right? Yeah. And again, with that moon, I do see something about cycles. So I feel like you do go through cycles where sometimes things are warmer, sometimes are colder. But just remember, if you can shine that warmth out, you can change how the environment is working. It's not that you can change everything about other people, but you can definitely influence them, especially their emotions. There was another, I think it was Aries, that they could influence the minds of other people. They were very powerful, and you influence the emotions of other people, and it's also just equally as powerful. So self-compassion, we talked about that. Yeah. So Spirit really wants to emphasize your uniqueness. You have such a unique ability, unique personality, unique offering to the world, and you add a lot of value to the world. So if your inner turmoil causes problems in your relationships, just remember that this is not forever. This is definitely coming to an end. Anybody who's watching this, it's already in your path, but you can make it come quicker by following this advice from Spirit, and also finding your own advice from Spirit. Sorry, there's a bug. And really trying to, or opening to an awakening with this. We have a Kundalini rising for a lot of you. I mean, for all of you eventually, but for some of you, it's coming very soon. Spirit says, please don't be afraid. There is nothing to be afraid of. It's not dangerous. It can feel scary, but it is temporary, and it will open up such a beautiful world for you, even more so than you already see it. Okay? So, I also feel like there's a new job for some of you coming in. I have the Ace of Materials and the Muse of Materials. So there's definitely a new opportunity that you are perfect for with this Muse of Materials. You already know, like, it's the same uniqueness. It's like, it makes you so perfect for this job or for this career or whatever, this business that you're opening. A lot of you are very good at art, you're very good at design, you're very good at finding the right solution for like aesthetic problems or for creative problems. Some of you may be consultants for some like modeling agencies or something like that. Some of you actually are models. There's just a lot of beauty here. You guys are very physically attractive in general. Let's see. Libra. I think I keep being called to this book of answers. What else does Libra need to know, please? And now I'm going to channel some messages and I'll do that. Messages for Libra, please. Sunday magazine. Yes, but don't force it. I cannot make this shit up. I cannot make this shit up. The answer to the question is, will you ever get out of this mess? Remember I asked that? Yes, but don't force it. So any other messages for Libra, please, Spirit? I'm seeing green. Going outside to green areas, painting your house green, painting the interior of your house green, wearing green, lighting a green candle, getting grounded. Dogs are important here somehow. Finding peace within, yeah. There is divine energy all around you. It's much easier to experience it than you think. You don't have to meditate for that long. Just think of the color purple. The color purple is very important for you. Maybe the movie is very important for you. Maybe I have some POC here who have felt very put down by the world. And you are about to see the radiance that you have, and and also some LGBT people, same thing. Yes, imagining the color purple is really important in meditation for you. Remember your star. Remember your star. Remember your hope. Maybe you have hope. Maybe the star card in the tarot. The wheels. I'm getting with the wheels of the bus go round and round. So try not to repeat mistakes. Try not to repeat the same things over and over again to yourself. Repeat the same thoughts, because if you have one thought and you have it for a long time and it's not working out, then it's not going to work out in the future. You can't repeat it and think that it's going to change the result. Okay. I found you. This is, I found you. It's like this is love in the future. You found somebody who is so perfect for you, and you really never thought that you would have this, and you will. It's coming. He or she is coming. They are coming. Like, oh my gosh. This is so coming it's coming, like, it's just blindsiding you. You totally never expected it. You weren't looking for it, and it's suddenly you're like in love with somebody, and they are in love with you, and they're going to treat you right. And y'all are going to have proper boundaries, and you aren't going to be codependent, and it's going to be like this. Oh my gosh, it is your soulmate coming in, guys. It is your soulmate. Oh, I have chills. I have chills. You probably don't even believe it. Some of you don't even believe it. If you're single, that's for you, though. This is for Libra singles, for real. Okay, guys. Well, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Don't forget to comment down below. Tell me how it resonates. And send me a tip if you like this message. The link is in the description or the bio. So have a wonderful day. Bye.